We are still at the Holekane mentorship camp, and I'm sitting with Gaddafi, the poet. I'm not gonna steal the spotlight and act like I know a lot of information about him, so I'm just gonna give him a moment to introduce himself before we get into the, good part.
Thank you very much, my brother. My name is Bitumelo Tevin Mainganya, also known as Gaddafi, the poet, and I am an ambassador of Holekani. And it's very great, attending this Holekani mentorship camp and interacting with the boys. I'm just happy to be here.
Okay, so what made you agree to a role of being an ambassador to such a movement?
Well, it's not what made me agree. So when Holekani was started, already I was doing activism or gender-based violence and femicide. But now Holekani just validated what I've been doing, individually in my own space to say, look, here's an opportunity for you to keep on doing exactly what you have always been doing. But remember, I've done it through writing. So when I was given the opportunity to say, look, you are given the opportunity to come and work with boys, older men, all different kinds of men, and the community at large. So it was an opportunity for me, and then I said, I agree, because I've already been doing this activism.
So what's your favorite thing about working with young boys, to be specific?
Look, I'm a boy. And when I say I'm a boy, I don't mean like I'm young. I just mean that I'm a man,
Yeah.
I'm male. So I understand what young boys go through. I've been there. And at some point in time, the negligence of the boy child affect who you become in the future. And for us to mentor young boys, because look, if we had opportunities of being mentored when we were young, I'm telling you, me probably right now I'll be somewhere overseas doing some other stuff. But I'm glad I'm here, and I'm now helping to shape the nation, more especially the young boys, because it's an opportunity for them to can be able to become better people, better men, better fathers, better leaders of the future. So me being here and interacting with the boys, I'm telling you, it's amazing, because I know that the seeds that we are planting tomorrow, they're going to bear us proper fruits, healthy fruits of this nation.
Yeah, still talking about that. What aspects do you hope that these young boys develop throughout this whole program? How do you want them to improve?
Contrary to what we always heard in our society about what a real man is, I want them to understand the real meaning of a real man. Because in one of the conversations, remember, this mentorship camp, it's when we interact. So it's not us telling them what we think or teaching them. It's an interaction between us and them. So we want to understand how they feel, and then also we try to leverage from that, because it is always good to talk to someone about something they have an idea of. So, as I said, contrary to what they know as a real man, I mean, they are from different environments and classes. So, for instance, let me give you an example. As I grew up, I used to know that having a lot of women, you are a real man. Having cars, dressing in a specific way. So, real men, the concept real man, it has been extorted and distorted in a way, because now it is not what it's supposed to be. That's why I'm saying that is the one aspect that I want to instill in the young boys, so that they can know that, look, being a real man, it's about morals, values. It's about bringing about change in the society, and always protecting the counterpart, which is our women, our sisters, our mothers, and understanding that is their duty. They are supposed to do it. It's not even if I can or I may. No, we are supposed to make sure that our mothers, our daughters, our sisters, they are safe in this beautiful country of ours.
Yeah, let me just rewind back. You mentioned that you were doing activism for quite some time. What challenge have you faced, trying to teach people about GBV in general?
Look, in general, people don't care. They only care when it happens to them. So now the challenge is that you would want to come and emancipate, liberate someone, or educate someone about this pandemic that we are having, right? And then somebody wouldn't care because it's not happening to them, or not even, I'm not even just them, but not even to people who are
Not
close to them.
yeah.
So if it's not, if the parameter is not close, you wouldn't understand up until someone who's close to, or even yourself. I mean, it does not mean that if you are a man, it won't happen to you. It will happen to you.
Yeah.
And nobody is prone to that. It can happen to me as well. I can be abused, you can be abused, she can be abused. So it is to say that that is the challenge. The challenge is that people only take these issues serious when only now it's affecting them or their families. Yeah.
So you raised an interesting point also. We have men also, because gender-based violence, it's not biased, in short. So we have men who feel like, I cannot speak out against such a situation because I'll be labeled as a weak man.
Yes,
I'll
yes.
be labeled as, a lot of things. How would you encourage a person in such a situation to be open about his experiences?
Look, that is why we have Kholekane. Kholekane is a campaign for men by men. That is why it's being championed by us as men, because we come up with, I mean, we've got 4 pillars of Kholekane, right? The 4 pillars, in those 4 pillars, then you will understand that we've got father and son camps. So when we have those father and son camps, which is the mentorship is part of that pillar, your father and son camps, wherein we do the mentorship. So with father and son camps, this is where, look, the one thing that we have been preaching throughout the camp since it started, it's for us to can be able to speak, be able to find someone and share, because now we're trying to run away from that thing, now men can't speak, or maybe, do you know what we call it? We even call it stoicism. Stoicism is it's when now we're saying men can't speak because they will be deemed weak. Men can't speak because, or men can't express their feelings or emotions because culturally it's not manly. So that is why we are having Kholekane as a campaign, and also focusing on those different pillars that addresses different issues in different communities.
Okay, so in closing, I feel like I wouldn't be doing me and the viewers any justice if I just let you go without giving us anything, since you are a poet.
My brother.
And the conversation is
Yeah.
GBV, the
Yeah,
conversation
yeah,
is young men. So if you wanna go, just give us something. But if you can't give us something, it means
I'm
you're
gonna stay.
considered-
You're gonna keep on asking questions.
More questions.
Look, I wrote this poem for my mother, and I'm saying for my mother because also part of the reason why I've always been doing activism before Kholekane, it's because I've seen abuse from home. I grew up in a space of abuse, and the only one thing that I wanted was to see my mother happy, and not every other woman in the society happy. And I don't want to see any other woman crying because of a man. So this is the piece that I wrote, something like, wena mosadi wa mo Afrika yo a tshwere go thipa ka bogaleng, mabogo a gagwe a llwe o sa le sesetsana o semaka sa motho o letšiteng dinku tša hlaba mogoši ka go thia kgoši ga dimagoši a hlaba megolokwane le kgono ke ikgantšha ka bonna le bonna bjaka. He hit her head hard on the floor. Her heart paused as his strong muscled arms armed to wrinkle a brown face. My feet vibrated to an earthquake-like shakes. That was the soul and body back, mopping the tiled floor with fusion of blood diluted with tears. She screamed her heart out, loudly ornamenting the background melody intentionally played to distort his abusive deeds. She got used to the floor and befriended the patterns of the tie lines. She converses with the roof, daily glorifying his immoral endeavors. She no longer appreciates our compliments. The word love to her is a scrambled version of an abbreviation of violence. Yeah. Let me not go deep. There's something. You said something. You don't want the whole thing. Well, I'm sure everybody can,
You know,
can attest to that.
when you started, I was kind of surprised because the way you've been answering me in English,
Oh, yeah.
I didn't
No.
think you could like, start in any other language. But you know, I believe it's a beautiful piece.
It's a beautiful piece.
You know,
Actually, I wanted
because
to joke off Fela, and I just felt like I was not sure because now you are looking at me, and then you just said just a bit of it. So I could have went, and I'm like, let me read
yeah,
it.
so I'm just gonna have to rewind it to understand because I believe there are too many metaphors for my mind to comprehend all at once.
But honestly, the message is very clear. The piece is just about, like I said, it's about my mom. So I'm just talking about the pain that she went through because of this abusive man. That is what I'm saying, and I'm talking about how she when Hetwala Pele, it also speaks about how she has always wanted to protect us as her children and also give us that family vibe. You know, she could have decided to leave, but she wanted to give us a mother and a father and a family. But it was not working, you know. But then at the end, it talks about also, now it switches to talk to, and then it's me now addressing men to say, like, look, you are weak and work. Punch me in the face and let's see if it's going to make you feel more of a man compared to the bruise and the scars you left on the neck. You know, so I'm challenging the abusers. I know I'm not that muscle guy and whatnot, but I'm saying if there needs be for me to fight that guy right now because of his abusing women, you see how tall he is, I'll take him, even that guy. Because that is the commitment that we put ourselves in. You see, just that I don't want to really go too much into it, but I'm saying when I was 16 years, I had to face my father like a man and say, you are a coward. And if you want to fight, let's go. Because I was tired.
At 16.
At 16. So it shows you, like I'm saying, for me, the activism, it was not just really, okay, fine, this concept that we can talk about. I mean, this, you choose who activate or what. No, look, I also do activism of persons with disabilities, not because it's just a thing. I'm a person with disability myself. So I have to fight for their rights. So anything that really I feel like in the society we can change. Ne? And depending what we're using, the platform, whether it's art, whether it's podcasting, whether it's any other form of art, as long as we can be able to change the narrative, change the society, why not, man? Let's go for it.
I'm a bit speechless at the moment.
I know.
So I believe there are people who would wanna follow your work. There are people who would wanna hear more. Who would even wanna hear the finished poem.
Oh wait. I think I should mention this.
Yeah.
My work it's in my book. So 2 months ago I published a book titled Festival of Ideas. Festival of Ideas is a collection of my poetry, and this poem is also there. I think the book is here. Maybe let's just show it to the people. So this is Festival of Ideas. So this is my book. It's 2 months old, and most of the concepts. The reason why it's titled Festival of Ideas is because we talk about different issues, and I address different issues. For instance, there's a poem called Hulekan in this book. So that is the poem called Hulekan. It's here. That's why I started Kaspedi, and then it goes into English. So it's that piece, it's here. So if people want to follow my work, they can. I've got my Instagram, which is Gaddafi the Poet, Gaddafi the Poet. And then on Facebook, it's Buitumelo Gaddafi Mainganya or Gaddafi the Poet. I do have a page as well. And then TikTok, I'm not really good on TikTok, man. I'm still trying to get. I still have to buy a ring light as well, so I don't even have a ring light. But I'm gonna get there.
You have to learn some
most definitely
dance moves.
You know, and dance moves and so, and create maybe Holekani dance.
Yeah,
you never know.
There's challenge.
Exactly.
So let's talk about the book. Where do we find the book?
So the book, people can order it from me. Like I mentioned, from all those social media platforms, there's details of how to get the book. Or else I can leave my number. I don't have a problem. That's a business number that people can always call me to find out about the book. It's 081701 701 0758. So it's 081 701 0758. So they can get it or they can also use my email. But like I said, if you go on my social media, all this information is there, man. Yeah.
Now, congratulations on publishing, your book. There's a very huge step.
Much appreciated.
So yeah, Bafethu, this guy Daffy the poet, I believe you have heard. If you haven't, I don't know. So thank you so much for watching. We are still at the Holekane Mentorship Camp. See you.